Great teams always have elite strikers, or so everyone says. What if I told you, you don't need them? I'm not just going strikerless, I'm going attackerless in my pursuit of glory. Then I have 5 seasons to build a team and tactic to win a league title. However, I don't know what team I'm managing yet. Whoever we get in this surprise shirts box is the team we're taking over. And it's Victoria Pilsen from the Czech Republic. That's not actually a bad team, you know. For the first attempt, I'm trying to build a 3-4-3 with no one further forward than the centre of midfield. Through the middle, we've got the channel midfielder, and his role is essentially to find the half spaces and support the wing backs in wide areas. Either side of him, there are 2 centre midfielders set to the role attacking midfielder. They're meant to float between the lines and scores, but with no actual strikers there to distract the defenders, I'm not sure there's going to be any space for them to float into. Behind them, we've got a deep line playmaker to pull the strings and a box-to-box midfielder to help support the attacks and defence. When it comes to our instructions, because we've got no strikers, there's no chaos, so we've got to be a little bit more patient in build-up and work the ball into the penalty area to try and create some good chances to score. Also going to be trying milking set pieces too, because I think that's probably our best opportunity to get some goals. I've also signed 3 midfielders to add depth and quality to that area of the pitch, including a 40-year-old Fernandinho who may have lost all physical ability, but certainly has something to offer from a mental and technical standpoint. Our first game of the season was away to Slovakia, and just 5 minutes into the game, we took the lead, as Lukáš Červ scored an absolute banger. However, we couldn't keep hold of that lead, as Slovakia scored in the second half to draw 1-1. But based on the match stats, the tactic seems to be working. We just need to be more clinical. Červ scored again in our second match, but again we could only draw, which is super frustrating given we had double the shots our opponent had. Finally though, we made our chances count. Away at Sigma Olomouc, Červ turned provider as we claimed our first win. But those were warm-ups. The real bosses, Slavia and Sparta Prague, are a completely different test. And they're going to show us if going no attackers is a good idea, or it's a disaster and I'm delusional. And in our next match, we were outclassed by Sparta Prague as they beat us 3-1. Things then only got worse against Slavia Prague as they tore us a new one, beating us 5-0 at their place. I didn't expect us to win those games, but I also wasn't expecting us to get humiliated. We're also running into another problem. I wasn't able to sell all our attackers over summer, so the ones who remained are now kicking off about their lack of playing time, and it's disrupting the rest of the team. As the dressing room cracked, we lost again to Sparta Prague, just a month after our first match, and dropped points to bottom half sides. However, Lukáš Červ is turning into an unlikely hero. When it looks like we're down and out, like being 2-0 down at Jablonec, he pops up with a superb hat-trick to win the game in the 85th minute. At the winter break, he's the league's second top scorer, as we sit 5th in the table, just a point behind Slavia Prague. And if scoring a hat-trick after being 2-0 down isn't worth a like and subscribe, I don't know what is. Červ kept banging in the goals in the second half of the season, scoring in important wins against Teplice and Kavina. However, the draws also kept coming, and another defeat to Slavia means we won't be winning the title this season. After 30 regular season games, we find ourselves 4th in the table, 15 points away from Sparta Prague. The top 6 go into a championship group, but everyone only plays each other once. If we were going to win the league title, we'd need a miracle that only the FM gods themselves could grant us. But perhaps playing with no pressure helped our players, because we won 4 of our 5 games, including an incredible 2-1 home win against Slavia Prague. Somehow, against the odds, we finished 3rd and sneak into Europe. Not just validation, but leverage. The players we need to improve might actually now join the club because we've got European football and that's what all players want to play in. The strikerless revolution is very much alive. Big thanks to Surprise Shirts for sending over this mystery box. It is the perfect way to find a team in FM26. They have a Football Manager mystery box where you're guaranteed to get a playable team in FM26. You can play it safe and go for a more established club, or go for it and get a more difficult challenge with a smaller team. Make sure to add in any leagues you don't want to manage in or clubs you really don't like, and then use code TFM10 at checkout for 10% off your order. But between you and me, I think the better option is becoming a subscriber. Not only do you get a mystery box every month with an extra discount, but you also get entered into monthly prize draws. I just got back from a trip to Gibraltar with Surprise Shirts and a lucky subscriber who won the whole trip paid for to go watch a game of football over there. This is me and Surprise Shirts founder Louis doing karaoke at 3 AM on said trip. Use code TFM20 when you subscribe for 20% off your first order. You can check out Surprise Shirts via the link in the description or by scanning the QR code on screen right now. With a budget of 7 million, we have to sign players who will complement Lukas Cherv. So we picked up Will Smallbone on a free, as he fits a similar profile to Cherv. We then upgraded massively at right wing back by paying 2.6 million for Robert Jan van Vessemal, maybe? I'm not going to try and say his name too much. We also might have found an Armenian wonder kid in Petik Manyukyan as the 20-year-old joins on a free transfer to become our best centre-back. The formation and roles stay the same, but now we're creating more overlaps out wide and playing low crosses, whilst defending with a higher line and more aggression. Immediately, we were better. We won 4-0 on the opening day of the season, with Cherv grabbing 2 of the goals and Will Smallbone scoring on his debut. Smallbone scored again as we beat Slovan Liberec 2-0 before he grabbed the brace away from home in a 3-0 win over Artis. Although Smallbone is giving him a run for his money, Lukas Cherv is still the top scorer. He grabbed a hat-trick against Pardubice and scored twice in a hugely convincing 3-0 win away from home against Sparta Prague. That leaves us third at the winter break, having lost just 1 game and only conceding 7 goals. Our 1 loss to Slavia Prague is the reason they're ahead of us in the table right now. But it's not just domestically where this formation's working really well. We're having a great season in Europe too. We beat quality teams like Celta Vigo and Ghent, whilst managing to hold Tottenham to a 1-1 draw at home, which was just incredible. But now every scout in Europe knows Manyukyan, Cherv and Smallbone, and the Vultures are starting to circle. We end up finishing 8th in the league phase table and go straight through to the round of 16. Here we managed to squeeze past Dutch side Utrecht 3-2 on aggregate, before finally being stopped by Newcastle in the quarterfinals. This formation is insane, and I am convinced we're going to complete this challenge if we can keep hold of our best players. Midway through January, Al Hazem triggered Samson Dway's £6 million release fee clause. We promoted Jan Paluska to replace him, only for Jan to get poached on deadline day by Juventus, just a few days after our wonderkid centre-back Manyukyan had his release fee clause triggered by Al Nassr. Losing 3 quality centre-backs with no time to replace them hurt, and it ruined our chances as we drew far too many games in the second half of the season. And that's the gap between us and Sparta. As we enter the championship group, our 9 draws mean that they've all but wrapped up the title this season. Naturally, we drew 4 of our final 5 games, taking our total to 13 for the season. 13 draws is not bad luck. It may well just be a structural flaw. We need to be better next time out, because if we're not, it might just not be possible to complete this challenge. We've got 11.5 million to spend, which is boosted by selling 19-year-old Panos to Inter Milan, who's rejoining the club on loan this season. 7.5 million was spent on Martin Gon, a physical centre-back from Norway who also happens to be an elite tackler and passer. We then spent another 3.6 million on Mattes Hansen from Paderborn to be a defensive midfielder. But our best 2 signings have arrived on free transfers. Pascal Lorentz left Luzern at the end of last season, and the 2-time Swiss international is a massive upgrade on our current goalkeeper. And after leaving Spezia, Salvatore Esposito joins to be the playmaker that we need to help us score more goals. The shape and roles stay the same again, but we're switching from short to mixed passing and launching counter-attacks the moment we win the ball. Obviously, Lukas Cherv and Will Smallbone continued right where they left off, scoring a ton of goals and helping us beat Sparta Prague on the opening day of the season. Their goals meant that we won 4 of our first 5 games, only dropping points in a 2-2 draw with Marda Boleslav. Then Panos and Esposito got in on the goals. Suddenly we had 4 players chasing double figures. Thanks to their efforts, we're barely drawing any games. We also managed 1-0 wins over Slavia after they had a man sent off early doors, which allowed Lukas Cherv to grab the game's only goal. And then we got our second win of the season against Sparta Prague, with Esposito and Panos combining to put us in pole position. At the winter break, we're top of the table by 11 points. Surely we can't bottle it from here, especially because we have no distractions. We lost in the Champions League qualifying phase, which means we dropped into the Europa League and came 20th in the league phase, eventually getting knocked out by Belgian side Genk in the playoff round. As a result, From mid-February, our sole focus was on the league. We recorded our biggest win yet, 6-0 away at Toborsko, came from 2-0 down to defeat Slavia Prague 4-2, beating them for the second time this season, and then Lukasz scored his 15th league goal of the season in a crucial 1-0 win against Hradec Králové. At the end of the regular season, we're now 14 points clear of second place Slavia Prague. And if we avoid defeat to them in the first game of the championship group, we'll lift the title with 4 games to spare and complete the challenge. Corner whipped into the middle by Slavia, but it's collected by Loretz, the keeper. Good take there. Rolls out to Georgiev, one of our centre-backs, who plays the ball through to Panos. Been really good for us this season. It's been crucial we've had him on loan from Inter Milan. Now we're cooking. You can see everyone arriving into the penalty area quite late. Penalty? We're going to VAR for this. I think that's a little bit harsh. I think the ball was basically being run out of play there, but the referee has given it. Up steps Esposito, ready to take the spot kick that could win us the league title, and he's put us in front here. Wow, this is now real. We could really do this now. Esposito's free kick here, 27 minutes on the clock. Can he swing this into the danger area? It's to the far post and cleared by the defenders, but is Panos gonna bang it? He is! Panos! What a finish! We are this close now to winning the league with no attackers. That's insane. Panos brings the ball forwards then, gets it over halfway. He's absolutely destroying the defenders here. No one can get the ball off him, and he's in this wide area now, and you can see everyone arriving late into the penalty area. That's the beauty, I think, of going attackerless. Lukasz, of course, it had to be Lukasz scoring a goal in this game. We're 3-0 up. Against Slavia Prague, we're 3-0 up. And there we go, half time. We've really taken our chances. 3 shots on target, 3 goals. I mean, that's clinical. That's how clinical we've become. Last season, we couldn't do it. Last season, we drew so many games. Now we're just 45 minutes away from lifting the league title, playing attackerless. And maybe we could grab a 4th goal here because Panos has got it in a wide area. Oh my word. Small bone, shot blocked. Drops to Esposito. Can he find the ball back into the middle? We're still causing issues, but I think that might be the end of the highlight now. We've not really seen Slavia do much yet, and I thought they were about to do something, but Lukasz comes in with a great slide challenge there, and is now launching a counter-attack, working the ball down this left-hand side. It's a great ball back through to him, and now he's got a chance to get the ball into the middle. Can he just find someone? He doesn't need to find anyone. Lukasz, you are my favourite player. That's insane. That's genuinely insane. And now it's just all about seeing this game out now. 4 shots on target, 4 goals. There's no way in 30 minutes that Slavia Prague are getting back into this. And is there a possibility of a 5th goal here? Which would be poetry, because in Season 1, Slavia Prague welcomed us to the league by thrashing us 5-0. If we can now beat them 5-0 to win the league title playing attackerless, it would be poetry. Ball into the middle is good, and Panos is there. 5-0. I can't believe we've done this. We have played strikerless, attackerless for 3 seasons, and it's won us a league title. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and comment down below more formations that you think we should try. The tactics seem so powerful in FM 26, and I'm really excited to experiment and see what we can do. So give me some ideas down below.